It's the American dream to fight this salt, to get into this primal environment, this most toxic of all environments that you never know what you're going to find. For instance, this is our 12th year, and this is by far the slipperiest it's been. We just can't get any traction, so we've only run a top speed for us has been about 170, high 169. But you just never know. Sometimes it's extremely wet, and you think that's going to be bad, and then it works out. It is a space like no other on the planet. It's stunningly beautiful, and there's great nostalgia. Kind of post-World War II hot rod culture begins on the Bonneville Salt Flats. One of our great clients, Greg, he bought this super exotic, handmade, 1,000-hour to create, best and finest approach to how you can make a motorcycle completely CNC machined, etc., etc. And then he said, but I want you to take it to Bonneville and race it. And I want you to take it right out of the gate, and I want you to run it as hard as it can possibly run, and I want you to put it in what is this environment where the salt just attacks the materials. Now, there's so much of it because it's a 1/4-inch plate motorcycle. It's not going to have any effect on the longevity of a bike that's built to last forever, but still, I just think it is so fascinating that you would have such a sacred relationship with a brand new product and say, I want to put it in hell. I want to take it to Hades, and I want to punish it with everything you've got, and then I'm going to bring it home and love it for the rest of my life. I mean, it's a great story.
And Houston, we had a restart on our computer. We had a big fight, and restart reset.
God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light.
When you bring a bike out to the salt, you have to understand it's not like riding down your interstate. It's rough, it's bumpy, it's also smooth, and it can be soft all at one time. Biggest issue that we've had is not necessarily in the engine, but in traction. Once we approach 160 plus miles an hour, the aerodynamic drag starts becoming so great that the traction of the back tire can't keep up. The back tire starts spinning until it's lit up and doing anywhere from 20 to as many as 30 miles an hour faster than the ground speed of the bike at 160 to 165 miles an hour, and the back tire is spinning anywhere as much as 190. And when that happens, the bike slows back down until the tire can pick up traction and increase your speed again. Given that we run the bike in the Oakland class, we have absolutely no fairing, so the bike doesn't have an advantage in aerodynamics. What it does have is an advantage in power. Pull strong all the way from 2,000 RPMs to a minute and a half of wide open throttle. Just a shorter red line, 5,800 to 6,000 RPMs from a minute to a minute and a half. We've done that eight or nine times this year, and we'll do it one more time. So the bike goes from feeling like it's on the interstate to feeling like it's on the beach to feeling like it's off-road, and then back to feeling like it's on the interstate and then the beach again. So given a bike that can take those changes in terrain, one to the other and then back to the other in really short succession, is important. You have to be confident in the machine that you're riding, knowing that you can keep the throttle wide open on the pin 100% and it won't be getting away from you. We've managed that in this package. This year we found our mechanical possible speed, given the gearing of the engine, RPMs, the transmission ratio, the final drive, and the diameter of the rear tire. Just about every pass we were right at a 9% loss. For example, if given all the factors of the bike, it could do theoretically 200 miles an hour at 6,000 RPMs, it would come in at 9% less than that. That's what we were running into this year. So this year was about 9%. Next year, it could be 10, or it could be 2. That goes from year to year. Everybody wants to come and beat their personal best at a very minimum. Beyond that, you want to set a record. Beyond that, you want to go even faster than anything you imagine you could do. Unfortunately, we didn't accomplish any of those, but we did show up with a bike and run 159 miles an hour the very first time it went down the salt. All the work we put into it all week long, we got up to 165. So that means we came with a bike that was as prepared as it could possibly be and ran so close to its potential the very first pass. That's the bike that our customers are purchasing. Not something that we have to chop on, cut on, put fairings on, slam so low to the ground it can't even be ridden on the road, do all these fantastic things that you see happening here. Things that are fun and interesting and beyond imagination. We didn't do any of that. We rode a customer's bike 165 miles an hour.